What's up, guys? Is here from the i4AI channel, and today we're going to be going over a brand new image edit model. This one's called FireRed-Image-Edit-1.0. So today we're going to be breaking it down, and I'm not just going to be generating some pretty results. I want to answer one question basically, and it's, does it edit reliably when you give it precise instructions? So here's my format. I'll start by reading from the model card, so we're more grounded into, what it is and what it's designed to do. And then I'm going to run a series of repeatable editing tests with similar prompts across various different leading image edit models right now. And so while we test, I'll be calling out three things, basically. And it's going to be accuracy, basically like, did it follow the prompt consistency? And does it have, the same consistency across runs and things like that? And then we're going to measure preservation, which, does it keep, what you didn't ask it to change or what you asked it specifically not to change. So yeah, if you care about image editing, workflows with ComfyUI, I have some of the links in the description so you can get the workflow. And yeah, it's just going to be great for creators and just various, product markups, things like that, thumbnails. So yeah, it's going to be really practical, and yeah, we'll try to get some art done. Check it out. So the FireRed-Image-Edit model card boasts a lot of great things. It says that it's a general purpose image editing model that delivers high fidelity and consistent editing across a wide range of scenarios. The key features are, in this model, strong editing performance. So basically means delivers leading open source results. So far it's achieved higher than all the other open source models as far as accurate instruction following, high image quality, and consistent visual coherence. So it has native editing capability, so built directly from text to image foundational model and endowed with editing capabilities. Now, it's been said that this model is a fine-tuned version of the Qwen Image-Edit-1.0 I believe it is. However, it does boast higher scores across a lot of these benchmarks. Anyways, we have photo restoration, so high quality old photo restoration and enhancement, and also multi-image editing, of course, so flexible for various different types of things, virtual try-on things that you can use that for, model placement, things like that. So yeah, we have a little showcase here of some of the things it's done, so we'll check that out. Let's check out what it has on the model card here. So we have like a duck. Essentially it asks the duck to, take a sip of water. We had a pumpkin, and then they added this magician's hat, changed the positioning of this animal, and looks like it maybe, not sure, did some in painting there, I'm not sure. This one he added the dog, this one made it to an anime scene, added the umbrella here. Definitely a great photo restoration here. You can see how it does great with that. And virtual try-on. And of course we have plain English text and also Chinese calligraphy, which is great. Oh yeah, we have the flaming shoe here. That's pretty cool too. So yeah, let's jump back over to the model card. And what you'll see here is that the distilled version, and this is interesting, the image edit version came out before the actual high quality base version, I would call it. So we have the edit capabilities first. And sometimes, they release them in different, different ways. So we have the FireRed-Image-Edit Distilled coming out soon to be released. Then you can look at the architecture of the model a bit if you want to get into that. It's on the Hugging Face model card, so I'll save links to that so you can get to that and check it out. So let's get out to the benchmark. I really like what I see in this. it shows the proprietary models, and then of course the open source models. So we're looking at this, you can see this one's scoring pretty high across all boards. But like I said, it feels like a fine-tuned version of Qwen Image Edit, so 2511. So FireRed-Image-Edit is going to be a lot like it in a lot of ways, but you're seeing it's scoring close to perfect in a lot of these rankings. So yeah, I'm really excited about these benchmarks, and yeah, I can't wait to see how much better if it could get that much better with the base version. So once again, here we're scoring really high across all, and I mean it's even beating out proprietary models like Nano Banana. Of course, Nano Banana Pro is pretty good, but so I mean that goes to show that this model, I mean it's a fine-tuned version, sure, but it still has a lot going on for it. So you can go on and read some more of these benchmarks. FireRed basically blows it out the water in all categories. So they have a to-do list here. You want to look at that real quick. Won't jump into it too much. But yeah, from here on out, I want to show you guys some of the results that I've got with this model in testing, and show you how to use it on Hugging Face using a space. And also, I won't show the ComfyUI works setup workflow, but I will provide the links to that in the description. Check it out. So if you'll see here, we have a few categories. I have tried the same prompt on multiple different models. The models being Qwen Edit, Flux 2 Client, and finally FireRed-Image-Edit. So what I'll do is basically compare and show you the differences between these leading models in the open source community. So of course, Nano Banana is always going to be really great. However, like I said earlier, the FireRed is actually doing a little bit better in some regards than Nano Banana or even Nano Banana Pro. So here, of course, we have the initial image in the middle here. Sorry, it's a little confusing. I just wanted to test a few of them at a time, so I will tell you what each one is. That way you don't have to keep guessing. So over here we have the FireRed-Image-Edit. Okay, so I asked it basically to transform modern city street to the same location in a different year, replace cars, do things like that, you know, give it a few specific guidelines. And so this is what it came up with for Qwen Edit. Of course, you see that with the initial image, so it looks a little reminiscent of some Stable Diffusion, a little bit plasticky in a way, but I still liked it. Now, Klein did a whole lot better. However, it really overpopulated the streets a bit and things like that. But so we now go over to the FireRed version, and man, I think it did perfect here. It didn't overcrowd the streets. It did the horse-drawn carriage. It didn't quite look as photoreal as Klein, but nonetheless, it still looks good. And I think that was a good test to have a transformation there. And so, going to our next example, we'll get over there real quick. We're going to keep the person's face expression gaze identical, but transform their outfit, biomechanical armor, and such. So, in the middle here, we have the initial image. On the right, we have the Qwen Edit. And on the left, we have Klein. So you'll see between the two, Klein and Qwen Edit, you know, it actually, you know, Klein kind of zoomed out a bit on the same prompt, whereas Qwen kept it in the same positioning and still made it look really great. And so finally have FireRed over here, which I think did an even better job of, you know, general fidelity. And I like, you know, how the cyber look is really realistic. And so I think FireEdit wins on that test also. So let's hit the next one. And we're going to have a few different tests. So just go over them real quick. Convert the background only into the frozen Arctic tundra. So, okay, on the right, we have, or in the middle, we have the initial. On the right, we have Qwen. And on the left, we have Qwen. And then even further left, we have FireRed. So, on this one, once again, I'm going to have to say FireRed won out. I think it's a lot better. Did a great job, so. Alright, let's just jump in. Go over them a little quicker now. I don't want to dwell on them too long. Transform this building into a living organism fused with architecture. So in the middle, we have initial image. On the right, we have Qwen Image. And then the left, we have Qwen. Which Qwen seemed to do something with the resolutions of each image, which was kind of odd for me. But once again, on the left, I think winning once again, I'm going to have to go with FireRed over here. This one looks a lot, I mean, compared to the plastic kind of look over here, I really dig how the it was turned into like a Hobbit-esque kind of temple or something. So yeah, once again, let's go on our next test. It asked it to keep without altering the face is what it really asked for. So basically, anything that changed the face, it didn't really follow the prompt. And none of them did really. It also, it made him seem more scared in each one. But so, middle, we have the initial. On the right, we have the Qwen. Once again, on the left, we have Qwen. And then further left, we have FireRed. And, once again, I'm going to have to go with FireRed. Seeing as it did keep his structural, like his body the same. Changed the lighting quite a bit, but it did give him that scared face. So yeah, let's jump down to the next one. We have the initial image, which is just a nice scenery. I wanted to turn into like a painting style transfer type of thing. So re-render this image as if it were painted in high detail oil painting style. On the right, we have Qwen. On the left, we have Qwen. And further left, we have FireRed. And I did like Qwen's version. I like the art on this one. It's more like a painted version. However, I think as far as the Renaissance look, I think this one FireRed captured it the best. So to our next one, this is going to be just basically replacing a smartphone with a transparent holographic device and stuff like that. So on the right, on the middle, we have the initial. On the right, we have the Qwen. On the left, we have Qwen, which I like what Qwen did, but it had like a little pop out here, which is cool, but different. But I did over top of Qwen, I did like the Qwen version of this better. But once again, I'm kind of thinking that, I don't know. I mean, they all did pretty well at this one, so I won't judge too hard. So we wanted to make this, add micro detail. So this was the original. On the right, we added micro detail. I could see like not painting, but makeup kind of painted looking. And, yeah, I think it did do that increased micro detail. On the left, Qwen kind of overdid it. It added a lot of sunspots. Overall, just made it seem a little bit unrealistic. And once again, we have FireEdit, which came through with the fire once again and kind of made it look a lot more realistic, we'll say. So once again, we have the middle is the initial, the right is the Qwen. Oh Jesus, it's hard to keep doing that. Okay, so edit the image to show what happens 1 second later. I don't think any of them really fully grasped what I needed done with this. So it seemed to. It did. Qwen did make an attempt to seem like a little bit of a second ahead, and then you can kind of see the movement a bit. I would have to see more tests of it, but once again, I think FireRed kind of won out on this one. I just like the. Well, actually, I really like the photorealism with Qwen, but I like the photography level of detail in the FireRed version. So for our last test, we have a surreal element. I always love to do a little bit of a surreal test. Gravity bending sideways. I asked it to make the vegetables be floating and things like that. So FireRed did a little bit weird. It kind of made her, which is a very surreal thing to do, made her like kind of tilted one way. Vegetables kind of looked a little really more realistic, so I like this one. Qwen seemed to kind of overdo it with the vegetables. They were all levitating, but yeah, and then of course the initial end. Qwen Image did pretty well with it, but overall, I really like the FireRed version. So yeah, these are my tests, and yeah, I hope you've kind of gathered a little bit off of this as far as the benchmarks, and maybe figure out how you want to try to use this model to your abilities. If you like this video at all, please be sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.